good winter, good spring, and we followed it up and with a good summer. We got a little bit, really finished it up this week, and then give them a few days off, and then we'll get ready to kick it off here in about a little less than 2 weeks. So we're really looking forward to it. And I'm going to open up here for questions here in a second, but I did want to say that I understand, I very much respect the job that all you have to do, but I will not be taking any questions in regards to any Big Ten issues. We're excited about being in the Big 12 this year. We're excited about the upcoming season, and all our focus is on the Big 12, which is a great conference. We're excited to be in it this fall and looking forward to the future. But I'd like to open up for any questions you might have.
Coach, I respect you not wanting us to ask you about it, but could you just talk about how you've handled this with your team? What have you told them, or how have those conversations gone?
Business as usual. We're in our program, the way we run our program is we talk to our guys about focusing on the process and what they have to do on a day-to-day basis to have an opportunity to compete, and that hasn't changed. And we really haven't talked much about it. We're looking forward to the fall.
Coach, it's the third year now with the program. You got a lot of your guys that you've recruited. Your system's totally in place. They know what your expectations are. You know what they can do. I mean, how does all that factor into what you might accomplish this season?
Well, I think it's a big thing. Unfortunately, in my coaching career, I've had a lot of 3-year stints, and I always felt like the third year, in a system, the third year together, you really have a chance to make a big jump. And you have a lot of people in there a lot of guys in the program who understand what you want, understand what the expectations are, and understand exactly how to go about the process of becoming a good football player and a good football team. And we're excited about that. That's really why, at the end of the bowl game, after the Arizona game, when I said Nebraska's back, I wasn't saying we'd arrived and we were ready, we won a national championship or anything like that. I finally felt that the culture that we were trying to instill from the point that we got there had taken hold. And that excites me as a head football coach, and I really feel like you got to the point where we're at that point where we can beat anybody we line up against, or compete with anybody we line up against, and that's exciting for me and exciting for the program.
Got a question on the front right.
Bo, with all the talk about you guys recruiting in Texas, what's been the message from the Big 12 or from the high school coaches in Texas based on you guys move?
There hasn't really been much. I mean, like I said, it's been business as usual. There really hasn't much of it hasn't had any impact on us. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bo, can you talk about any potential problems being in your last year in a conference, fan reception on the road, or whatever it might be? Have you considered any problems you guys might face as a football team being in this unique situation?
You don't really know. I don't anticipate any problems. Number one, the leadership of the Big 12 from Dan Beebe and his staff is exceptional. So, and you go throughout the conference, and the fans and the institutions in the Big 12 are highly respected institutions. People, very classy programs, very classy fans. So, I don't anticipate any ramifications as far as that's concerned. All we're concerned about is playing good football and competing in a great conference.
Hey, Coach, what's the health of Zach Lee right now? Is he 100%, and how much of a negative was that when he's not able to participate in spring?
Well, it's a negative anytime you don't have a chance to practice and gain reps, and because you got to try and get better every time you step out on the football field. But right now he's 100%. He's competing well, and he's looking forward to a great fall and a great fall camp coming up. And but anytime you miss a significant amount of time, it has an impact on you because it gives you lose time to get better. And at the age these young men are, really any college football player, there's always that room for improvement, and nobody's ever reached their potential. So any time missed, it's not the ideal situation.
Bo, given all the returning experience you have around Lee at quarterback there, how important is it for him, I guess, to progress and take another step forward from where he was last year?
Well, we feel real good about the guys we have coming back on offense. We have some experience. We have some young men who are going to come in and really provide us with depth and great competition, which I saw throughout the spring. And but we need the quarterback position to step up, and because face it, I mean, he's at the center point. He's the trigger guy, and we do have some experience coming back at that position. We have two young men who are competing for the starting job with Zach Lee, who had great springs, have a lot of talent. They're playmakers. They're very explosive athletes, and anytime you have great competition in any position, and quarterback position included, it's going to make everybody better, and it's going to make our football team better. And we'll just see how it plays out. We got a lot of practices before we play that first game, and it'll be interesting to see how that competition plays out. But I've preached competition since I took over at Nebraska at each and every position, and I think the quarterback position is just one where you're going to see guys battling it out from day one.
Hey, Bo, what were your thoughts on the Red Out video, and would you have preferred it to keep the Beat Texas slogan?
To be honest with you, somebody asked me about the Red Out video, and I was on vacation. I didn't know anything about it, and it was actually a mistake. It was really intended to. Each year, our marketing department picks one football game where they kind of take the alumni throughout the country and try and make a designated alumni game, and they picked the Texas game, and they really made the mistake of putting Beat Texas down on it, and to be honest with you, I wasn't real happy about it. I like the idea. I like that what they do, and I really appreciate the fact that we reach out to our alumni and we try and make a special game for our alumni, and because obviously Texas will be a nationally televised game, and it's across the nation, it's a game that's probably going to be looked at pretty closely. They chose that football game, but I didn't like the message it sent to our football team, especially because that's way down the road. I mean, we have a lot of things to do before we even consider Texas or worried about what that football game. We got a lot of work to do in the meantime. So it was regrettable, but we were going to keep the Red Out across the nation, but they took the Beat Texas off it because it was never intended to be that way in the first place. From what
Hey, Coach, back to the quarterback position. How soon do you have to make a decision in camp on that? How much time do you have, and how do you divide the reps up when you have three guys in the race right now?
Well, it's pretty simple. We kind of equally rep our guys anyway, and we're in no hurry to make that decision. That's going to be one that's going to go at least up till the first game and maybe beyond. I mean, I don't know how it's going to play out. I mean, I wish I had that crystal ball to say this is how it's going to be, but I do know we have some very capable athletes at the quarterback position. I talked about I mentioned three guys. Really, you talk about you throw in the obvious, Zach Lee. You talk about Cody Green, Taylor Martinez. We also have Cody Spano, who's going to be coming back healthy, and Breon Carnes, who's come. The athletes that are there, who's now on the football team, and is a tremendous playmaker at the position, and I have confidence in all of them, and we'll see how it plays out.
Hey, Coach, in regard to experience and depth, is the offensive line situation the best you've had since you've been here?
Absolutely. Not even close. And, we have the experience coming back, and we have some young guys who, I did it in a number of positions. The offensive line position last year where I took a group and redshirted the whole group of them, and which wasn't the ideal situation for that year, but it makes you stronger in the future, and I think that's the case at the offensive line position. You saw it at linebacker a couple years ago, and then I think it's going to play out the same way on the offensive line this year. We really like our young talent on the offensive line, and we added a couple young men in this incoming class, and it's nice to have depth at that position because they pound, they get beat up. I mean, it's a long season, and I think you look across the board, this is the first time that we've had that.